The Reach Relay is a race from Chicago to Milwaukee that starts at 3 a.m. and ends whenever we get there.
The only rules are you have to get from point A to point B. No driving, it's like you just have to run.
It is made up of a team of 3 guys and 3 girls.
This was an unsanctioned race, so basically everything was on your own.
This one we really had no support. Kind of had to fend for ourselves to plan the route, make sure we got the whole team there safely.
So the difference between this and any standard race, like a 5K, Ironman, marathon, is that those races are sanctioned, meaning that they have support teams, they got aid stations, volunteers, and closed off roads, right? Things to ensure that, you know, the course and everything's set up properly.
The concept of having to make our own route, make our own strategies, adapt, change those strategies.
And they made it sound like it was going to be quite terrifying, and at some points of the race it was very terrifying.
I was also excited to see the group would be together. This was a Mod Podge of a group that got put together.
Let me introduce the team. First, we had Eric, also known as Sunshine. He's just a young kid with energy. That's all he really is.
Hey, check out my prescription exercises.
Guy that just goes. He's actually the one that put this whole event together because he got a free lottery. He invited us out to do this event, and so he's the reason that we got this done. Next comes Francesca. She's a powerhouse. She puts out massive efforts. Then we got Kevin. Kevin's just a silent killer. Doesn't talk too much, not the chattiest guy in the group, but when you need him to put out that effort, he gets it done. He's clocking like 7-minute miles. Amira was the caretaker of the group. She brought everything from sandwiches to any kind of pain meds or even CBD rollers, whatever you needed to get you through that next race, that next little sprint, she brought it. And Sammy, she just gets it done. After hard efforts, I mean, it looked like she could keep going. She never showed on her face that she was in pain.
Race strategy was pretty good. We had our route determined beforehand with start and end destinations for every person's run, which it was pretty nice because you would just plug that into your phone and you knew exactly where you were going.
Getting to the starting line, everything that could have gone wrong, went wrong.
I went to bed at 11 and I woke up at 12:45, so I got an hour and 45 minutes.
Pretty out of it, waking up at 2 a.m. Felt criminal.
I think we went to bed, at least I did, around 11 p.m. and I woke up at 1 a.m. So I slept for about 2 hours.
Got fucked up on Thursday night, slept for 3 hours.
I did not go to sleep because Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was released that day.
Francesca picked us up at Eric's and I was like, oh shit, I forgot my Garmin. It's charging on my desk. So we turned around, went back to Old Town, got to the starting line, and the day literally started with a bang because there was a car accident like 2 minutes before we started.
Here we go.
I was the first runner, so I was running through downtown Chicago the night that people were celebrating Halloween. So I ended up running past Santa, I ended up running past all kinds of different creatures.
There was really no plan. Kind of just went into it blindly. Since we were up at 1:30, I didn't know, my body was all confused. I did get stopped though, because I was not wearing the correct safety attire, but that's okay. Vibes were high once I passed off the baton to Con.
Going to my first run, I was very excited. It was about 44 degrees outside, it was nighttime, I was in the middle of Chicago and no one was around it. So when I started that run, I mean, I had my shirt off within the first half mile and I was just pounding it. There was no one around me. It was quiet as can be. Just all you heard was your footsteps.
I prepared for this race, not really at all. I don't know if that's the right answer, but I was also training for the Chicago Marathon. Going into the first run was all the feelings. I was excited, I was nervous. I was mostly just super pumped up, especially after watching everyone come back from their first legs of the run. It was just so energizing and I just wanted to get out there and go. We messed up the handoff between me and Kana. It came from the total other direction. So it was kind of just this mindset of we have to make up those extra 5 seconds. We have to figure it out somehow.
Finished the Chicago Marathon 2 weeks prior, finished with a time of 3:40, not a big deal. So I felt pretty good heading into this with my running capabilities.
I hit a new high heart rate of 204, which I think mostly came from fear, but I also hit a new mile. because I was running from fear. It was the most terrifying thing I think I've ever done. I wanted Gabe to hop on the bike and trail right behind me.
Holy shit, that is terrifying. It's so scary. I can't see anything in front of me.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact time, 4 or 5 in the morning. It was on a trail that was literally pitch black. I had me and Gabe was biking next to me with the light. Basically all I could see was a couple feet in front of me. Running through the trail somewhere north of Chicago. Took an interesting turn when I was guided down a path that I thought was supposed to be there, but ended up being under construction. And given I could see nothing, I had no clue where the path was. There was a railroad right next to us. And I sat there for a second and decided if I should run back, which probably would have been close to a half mile back, or to go get on the train and keep running. At that moment, another runner from the race was right behind me. We both kind of just looked at each other and were like, fuck it, let's go. Hiked out onto the railroad, just ran on that for probably a mile or 2. Avoid a couple trains, which we did get yelled at.
Probably the first run was the most difficult part of the race because again, it was terrifying, pitch black, rocky road. I couldn't see where I was going. My maps turned off halfway through. I lost connection. Headlamp fell off. Just felt like everything was going wrong.
Being fueled for the first run was nearly impossible, and then feeling like I was gonna throw up after the first run, but needing to eat something before the second was really difficult for me, and I think I almost threw up the same turkey sandwich probably 4 times.
The coldest part of the day is like 6 in the morning. It was like 41 degrees outside now. Like it's just cold and I was tired. This was after my first sprint and so my body's back to baseline. I'm really low on energy, haven't really eaten. And I just sat in my car and I started to like doze off in the parking lot waiting. And at this point I was like, oh my goodness, we got like 8.5 hours, 9 hours still to go.
Thought we'd have more time in between, but we had such a solid squad, we were cooking, and we had to get to the next stop pretty quick. Personally, I like a solid warm-up, so I'm not really a just show up and hit it.
Yeah, I'm starting the second leg here. I'm a natural athlete, so this stuff is kind of just like
Wake up Kids Excellence.
Yeah.
Slap that shit. Adios. See you guys. Once I got to my second leg, it started to get bright out, so I could see all the fall foliage, and actually it was a really pretty run.
As the sun started to rise, it just became beautiful. That's when the colors really lit up. As that sun came out, the energy also of the group started to come out.
I probably had the easiest dark run compared to like Amira and Kevin, who were just like on the train tracks.
4 to 5 miles as quick as you can, pass it off to the next person and just hammer it out.
American made.
So the bathrooms are interesting. I would just go into like a Dunkin' and I bought a coffee and then I would just go destroy their bathroom.
Oh, the bathroom experience. In the morning, it was, I'm so sorry to the Dunkin' Donuts employees.
The next time I went to a Starbucks and I just had to destroy their bathroom again.
Lots of bathroom breaks on the side of the road, let me tell you.
And then in the afternoon, when we were just kind of like in the boonies of God knows where, it was just like, it was like camping.
I don't think I had any entertaining bathroom stories. I was pretty much, I can hold my fucking shit.
Getting up out of a car and starting to run, that's the hardest part.
You don't have the space to let yourself recover and stretch, like just crammed in the back of a car. So that made it hard.
I thought we were gonna be able to rest a lot more than we did, but basically when you were in the car, you were stretching, fueling, and getting ready to run again. I didn't think we all realized how short of a time we'd be in the car.
Running on and off was interesting because what you do for your first run and every single run that you did was massive effort. Eventually over time, that buildup of just lactic acid and those efforts just, they hit you at once.
I thought I was gonna be napping. Definitely was not napping. I thought like maybe somebody else would be driving my car and I would just be chilling in the back. Did not happen because it was all going quick.
I have pain on the right foot and the right knee, and that's just from the triathlons this year. It's been going on for a while, but essentially during that first sprint that I did, I felt good. And then during that second effort that I did, it started to like pick up a little more. I could feel the kneecap, I could feel the foot, a little burning sensation.
The most difficult part of the race was something I wasn't even expecting. It was literally figuring out how to eat in between sections.
My hydration and nutrition plan was kind of tough. Didn't want to snack too much, but you also didn't want to under fuel.
Oh, and the fueling. Fueling was really hard too, because you're eating at 3 o'clock in the morning when your body's not used to fueling.
I actually didn't think this one really through. And normally I'm a nutrition guy, like I got that dialed in. And for this race, I don't know what about it. I thought it's only 16.6 miles, like nutrition, you know? But I forgot it was over a span of 100 miles.
Sheridan and Arbors Drive.
Having 2 cars was crucial for space while we were not running, as well as, you know, if one car had to stop and grab some food or use the bathroom, they could do that, and we could ensure the other team was at the checkpoint waiting for the next runner.
Here we go.
I had like half sandwich, and then during the runs in between, I would just eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I had some Antidote electrolytes, as you know.
My long run that I had, it was 5 miles through super hilly terrain, right next to a highway, so I was running on the shoulder, which was a bit sketchy at times, but just the distance combined with the hills were very tough.
The weather was really nice, which made it a little bit easier. Nothing for a champ like me, you know.
You're gonna get a car accident on video here.
Bro, watch this, guys. So I'm gonna show you guys how to fill up a car with gas. Put the credit card in.
During the race, it was kind of grab as you can, as you feel you need, and then just get right back to work.
You're saying earlier?
We can finish in under
I
like
said
an
I'm
hour.
so happy to be here and I can't
Wow.
wait to run half a mile together. It's gonna be so much fun. Maybe we can hold hands.
So like every single stop, we had about 22 stops or so, like transitions you could call them. And that's where we had to set up different styles of different shoots, I guess, right? Different angles.
Don't move around, you know. Check your watch. He was like, fuck off.
My left nut is in my stomach.
We had to do tripods, drones, handhelds.
He's out.
Were you recording me being negative?
We had to do vertical, horizontal, I mean, you name it, 4K 60, 4K 120, right? It's just different styles of shooting. And all we had was 2 guys, Gabe and Kamal, 4 cameras, too many lenses to count.
I'm just standing.
Hanging out with our friends.
Yeah, I just having a blast.
No, guys, we're waiting for Kevin.
Okay,
We're halfway there.
Okay, here
God
we go.
damn it.
Okay, so we're halfway there.
I mean, every run I wouldn't say was like easy, just because, you know, the pace we were running at and the distance, trying to get the fastest time. So my mindset was just to go all out for those 3 to 5 miles.
Yeah.
I want ibuprofen.
You can't overdose on this unless you take the whole bottle. It's okay.
Are you a doctor?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I trust you.
My body held up like shit. Didn't have a lot of sleep from the past couple days, and also recovering from the marathon 2 weeks prior. About like halfway through, we just made it into Wisconsin. Body's just started to feel. I'm very low energy right now, and I'm trying to decide if I do a neurogun.
Yes.
Calves were screaming, my feet were killing me, was not able to stretch, so my body just was ready to call it quits, but we still had to keep going because we were in a race.
You're gonna get catcalled, like, what? Let me know how many times you get catcalled.
The third leg, once I started going, the sidewalk was not paved whatsoever. Got catcalled 2 times and then ended up making it onto this running path, but it was a headwind the whole way. I got windburn really bad on my face.
Really just beat the shit out of me. I lost the sidewalk. There was like no more sidewalk. Running on this windy road, and I couldn't really run on the road because there were so many cars. So I just ran the mile in the grass, dodging election signs and mailboxes and all this random shit. So that one kind of sucked. Once I saw clearing, I was like, hell yeah, it was time to get back on the road, only to be met with the biggest hill that I ran all day.
So we had no clue what place we were in the entire race, up until like mile 60, I'd say, 50 to 60, when Eric got notified that we might be in 3rd place.
We saw the other teams transitioning. We were getting these messages in the group chat that 3rd place is between 3 different teams and everybody's less than 5 miles out.
We thought we'd be like, you know, in the back of the pack. Like we're competing against some ultra runners. So when we hit 3rd place, that's when we we hit the goddamn gas.
Does that mean, wait, I'm only doing a mile, right?
Who's finishing?
Chaos of figuring out who's going to do what miles to close out the race, who's feeling the healthiest, who's feeling the most fresh.
We were following the plan until the end. We realized that switching everyone to 2 miles was a lot easier.
Let's go! Keep on running. Down. Eric, give me a boom!
18.9 miles left.
18.9 miles to go.
The last part of the race, when you're doing only 1 mile sprints or 2 mile sprints, I thought that was harder than those 4 mile efforts I put out in the beginning.
I'm a hockey player, so I have naturally tight hips. The running, in general, even outside of this event, is an adjustment to what my body's used to. So it was pretty painful. Everything kind of started to cramp, and it wasn't even like I was tired. My legs just stopped going through their full range of motion and got tight, and that caused pain, and it was also mentally frustrating.
We drop off Eric, I'm driving, I'm like half a mile up, and he calls me, he goes, hey, like, dude, come back, can't go up, I'm like, hips blown out, he's running up this hill. And the other team, we passed them. Like, we passed that other team with 2 miles left to go, and they're waiting for their guy. And so we know we have 2 miles left, and their team probably has 2.2 miles left. Literally make a pretty illegal U-turn, come back, grab Eric, and I take off.
Go, go, go.
Since I was the second to last leg, I got picked up. Kevin only had a mile to run.
We were so close, so that was a full-out sprint for me, and it was tough. Pretty hilly down in Milwaukee, just given I had been out there 11 hours, 42 minutes.
Here we go!
We finished in 11 hours, 45 minutes, and 22 seconds.
Third place out
Out
of
of
20.
out of 20?
Out of 20. You know what? It's because we had a great team, fast team. You know, we're pushing 7:30s, 79 miles. No, I don't want to tell everyone this. We had a phenomenal route. Whoever planned that route did a good job.
We got it done. We accomplished what we wanted to do. 1 and 2 were 2 hours before us, and then everyone else came in like 3 minutes after them. Like, it started really compounding, get really, really close. Those first 2 groups were just beasts. And so when we got 3rd place, we crossed that finish line. Felt like we won a marathon, like we won the marathon. It was awesome.
Finally, be crossing that finish line in Milwaukee felt pretty cool.
I was in the fucking car. I was in the car during the finish line. I was in the car so that people could get through the finish.
Felt surreal. This was an absolute crazy race, and I didn't really have many expectations going into it, but finishing, my body hurt really bad, but I just felt so accomplished, and I was super proud of everyone.
Felt so good, especially knowing that we got 3rd place and we were kind of underdogs coming into this with a lot of things not necessarily going our way in the start. It was awesome. Like, no one really saw that coming, and to especially know that like we were done and we did it together as a team was pretty cool.
As a group, none of us actually truly like hang out, right? Like, it's a bunch of misfits, I guess, you bring coming together to run this race. And the way going into this is like the unknowns are what's exciting about it. And so that's kind of what I think we enjoyed about it as a team, is every single route, we would drive to an area we'd never been to before, and we'd never know, we'd like, hey, what's gonna happen next?
Thanks for watching. So, like, comment, subscribe, and goodbye.